straight ahead on 12 News Weekend. A Fortune 500 company's plan to build and bring jobs to Brooklyn Park, but why the city says not so fast. Then extra pampering in Crystal for patients going through difficult times.
People can come in here just sad and crying and worried and scared, and they can leave so happy.
But first, they race to a fire, but that isn't the only way local fire departments are feeling the heat. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Fire departments face a number of different challenges. Battling a fire is just one of them.
Another challenge is trying to retain firefighters as cities face high turnover rates. One such example is the Plymouth Fire Department, which is authorized to have 78 paid on-call firefighters, but it currently only has 69 on staff. It's a challenge department officials say they can handle. At the Plymouth Fire Department, the administration tries to establish a sense of camaraderie amongst the new recruits.
We mentor each person when they come on board. We send them to school together.
The cost to train each new firefighter costs about $5,000 apiece.
It's very competitive. We had, in this process, 60 or so applications.
60 people, all hoping to join the department and serve a community as paid on-call part-time firefighters, making anywhere from $11 to $14 an hour.
And then when we get them to that level where we're comfortable and they're comfortable with us, they leave.
Fire Chief Richard Klein says that about 70% of his firefighters leave the department before their 5th year of service.
There's a lot of societal demands, there's family demands, there's social demands, and we're asking for their time. We're competing with people's time to be serving their community.
It's a problem not only facing Plymouth, but other suburban fire departments who also use the paid-on-call model.
I think there's tweaks to the paid-on-call system that can be made to make it sustainable over the long run.
One such tweak is the so-called duty crew program, which Plymouth uses, where part-time firefighters work set hours from Monday through Saturday.
And that is so big versus the randomness of a page.
Chief Klein calls it a win-win for the fire department and the city that also helps with retention. Whether it's sustainable in the long term is another question.
So with that said, I don't think there's any need for the citizens of Plymouth to be concerned in any way.
Now, Plymouth goes through a firefighter recruiting process once a year. And of the 60 applicants they had this year, they've whittled that number down to 16.
Crystal's police department is also feeling the heat coming from an outside group that accuses it of corruption and improper management. Communities United Against Police Brutality wants to know why 2 veteran Crystal police officers have been on paid leave for months. The group held a rally for Officer Alan Watt and Sergeant Rob Erkenbrack. The officers accused Chief Stephanie Revering of retaliating against them for blowing the whistle on how several incidents were handled, including a raid on the now defunct Metro Gang Strike Force.
It's been happening for a lot of years, and a lot of the complaints have gone on deaf ears, really.
Crystal's police chief responded to the allegations. While she wouldn't get into specifics, she tells 12 News the allegations are not factual. She says there is no relationship between the Metro Gang Strike Force and the personnel matters between officers Erkenbrack and Watt.
Brooklyn Park is looking for ways to bring more jobs to the city, but the city council says no thanks to a proposal by FedEx to build in the city. FedEx wants to build a distribution center on undeveloped land north of Highway 610. The company says it would bring about 60 full-time jobs and about 200 part-time positions. But the city council turned down the proposal. The mayor says the number of full-time jobs that would be created aren't enough given the site's strategic location.
One of the things that we've been trying to accomplish is increase the number of jobs, daytime jobs, and this doesn't hit that mark.
The city believes there are better possibilities for the site to improve its tax base. The city council is also concerned about increasing truck traffic in that area.
Construction is in full swing in the Wayzata School District, which is busy adding on to 3 elementary schools. Oakwood, Greenwood, and Sunset Hill all have construction going on this summer. The work being done will create additional classroom space.
They're making good progress, and we're planning on those being available and open for the start of the school year.
And construction should remain a common sight in the district. Enrollment is expected to increase by more than 2,000 students over the next decade. The Wayzata district is also mulling over a possible referendum. It could allow it to build another elementary school and expand Wayzata High School.
The quality of life is good, it's a good place to raise children, and it's a good place to work. Those findings from a new survey on Maple Grove. But on the issue of affordable housing, the answers were mixed. Only 55% rated the availability of affordable housing as excellent or good. That response was lower than other cities that did similar surveys. However, when asked if they'd support construction of additional housing for low to moderate income residents, 6 out of 10 said no. The opposition to affordable housing is actually a reversal to a Maple Grove survey done 5 years ago. In 2008, a small majority supported construction of additional housing for low and moderate income residents. Since then, city officials say more affordable housing has been built in Maple Grove.
In our week in review, Crystal is the next city in the Northwest Metro to allow chickens. The Crystal City Council approved an ordinance that allows up to 4 chickens on residential properties. It would require chickens to be kept in coops and be at least 10 feet from a neighbor's property line. There was one big bone of contention, though. Crystal will not require a permit to keep chickens. That's something neighboring cities like Golden Valley and Robbinsdale have required. In Brooklyn Park, the City Council voted down a controversial proposal to build a pet lodging facility at the corner of Zane and 101st Avenues. The vote was 4-3. Stone Mountain would have offered lodging for up to 300 dogs, but council members who voted it down felt the Stone Mountain Pet Lodge proposal didn't do enough to address noise concerns in that neighborhood. Fans of a Robbinsdale restaurant and bar were surprised to see the business close its doors this week. The lodge closed unexpectedly. The Robbinsdale mayor tells us it was a financial decision. The lodge on West Broadway opened up about 3 years ago. It featured live bands and other events, including a fundraiser for Oklahoma tornado victims last month. Coming up on 12 News Weekend, a Crystal business that's lifting the spirits of cancer patients.
Then later in sports, we'll meet teenage twins who've traveled thousands of miles to play tennis in Golden Valley.
But first, cool weather is sticking around in your AccuWeather forecast. We'll be right back. A Crystal beauty salon is helping to give cancer patients confidence.
Fantasia Salon is a full-service shop, but they also help people in their most vulnerable state. Reporter Sonia Goins has more.
I have breast cancer and was diagnosed back in April.
Chemotherapy stripped Suzanne Bennett of her hair.
I don't have black hair, I had brown hair. The hair coming out thing was not so great. I have to say, it just, I don't know, it's a feeling of not being in control and sort of like what's happening. You know.
While the cancer took away her hair,
A little bit here and there wasn't so bad, but when the clumps started, it was very scary. Cried a lot. And
it couldn't take away her positive spirit.
because it really helps your body heal to feel good about yourself.
Part of her healing included walking into Fantasia Salon in Crystal.
You know, I've been working in this industry for 53 years.
While they're a full-service
Oh,
salon,
you look dewy.
the shop also specializes in helping people with medically induced hair loss, mostly cancer patients.
It's you only better. That's our little motto.
Each month, they see about 75 clients with hair loss.
And people can come in here just sad and crying and worried and scared, and they can leave so happy.
The salon has 3 private rooms.
It's more intimate, and they're more able to talk to us, and really getting them to be comfortable. It's really important to assess their needs.
Isn't that pretty?
And they offer makeup advice for caring for skin while going through chemo.
What we're trying to make them feel is like themselves, because they're not feeling like themselves. But if we can help you walk out looking and feeling like you did before it all happened, then we've done our job.
They also specialize in custom-fitted wigs.
Here at Fantasia, they were lovely about getting me right in, getting my hair shaved, you know, getting the wig to work and everything.
How do you feel with your new wig?
Beautiful.
While cancer is an ugly disease, Suzanne says it's helped to bring out her inner beauty.
One can put on a wig and one can put on makeup and all those things, but at the end of the day, it's all about what's inside.
Fantasia Salon also makes house calls at hospitals for people who are too sick to visit the Crystal location. Well, coming up, a free and different way to get books.
Meet the residents who are bringing books to a neighborhood near you. But first, one local prep football team gets a head start to prepare for their early season opener. That's all coming up in sports with John Jacobson next.
Welcome back. John Jacobson joining us now with sports. Fall sports coming up here, huh?
Exciting time,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
One football team gets a little head start on the rest of the teams. Football practice got underway this past week for a handful of teams in Minnesota playing the so-called 0 week. Well, that includes the Hopkins Royals, who started practice last Monday and are getting ready for a 0 week game for the second straight season. Hopkins plays in the 5-team Lake Conference, and there's a challenge to fill the schedule, which makes the so-called 0 week a sort of necessary evil.
We'd rather not play 0 week. You know, it interferes sometimes with some family trips and vacations and some family time, but you know, that's the way our situation is. In order to get in eight regular season games, we have to schedule one during 0 week. And the kids are all ready to go, and they've been excited, and we've had some good leadership, so far so good.
We feel as if we work as hard as every team. If not, we work harder. That's why we come out here a week earlier. We work hard as a team. We condition 2 times a practice, like no other team does that. Last year we did 2 days for like a week and a half. We're trying to be the best we can be with all the time that we have.
Hopkins travels to Chaska for its first game on August 23rd. Fellow Lake Conference members Minnetonka and Edina will also play in 0 week games that night. As fall sports practices begin, a new activities director at Park Center is set for his first year at the school. Rob Carpentier got the AD job a couple of months ago and has spent the summer months learning about Park Center and planning for the start of the school year. It's an opportunity he's looking forward to.
I love it. Of course, there was a little bit of trepidation on my part because it's the first time you're trying something. But the people here have been absolutely wonderful. Not just the people in the building who have been fantastic. They're one of the biggest reasons that I really wanted to do this. But the people outside the building, the parents, the kids, they've been very welcoming. They've been very supportive.
As he prepares for Pirates fall sports, New Jersey native Carpentier starts his first year as an AD. He's been a teacher and coach for the past 20 years, including at St. Bernard's and Farmington, and last year he taught at St. Louis Park High School. He's eager to help Pirates players have good experiences.
So, you know, we're here in the athletic department, all of us, whether it's myself or the coaches, to really serve the community, because this is all about the students. It's about their participation. Without them, obviously, we have nothing to do. You know, our role is gone. So I want to be very involved from the standpoint of what can I do to help all of you do your job better and make the experience for the kids that much more significant and positive.
Twin Cities Tennis Camps is run by former Wayzata High School coach Dan Nebedrick and attracts many of the top junior players in the western suburbs. But the camp is also building a following around the country and the world, including a brother and sister from Egypt. Jason Melillo reports.
Kenzie and Timur Yunus are 13-year-old twins, but their personalities and style on the tennis court are very different.
Kenzie is a focused, I think almost like a scientist on the court. She'll take the information, she internalizes it, she works with it, and she'll get better, instantly. Timo is more, I think, of a learn by trial and error, an athletic guy that he receives information and just goes wild, and then slowly but surely it kind of sinks into what he's working on.
Kenzie and Timur have come to Golden Valley from their home in Egypt for the past 3 summers. They live in Giza, a suburb of Cairo. Egypt is still reeling from nationwide protests that started in January 2011 and eventually ousted autocratic leader Hosni Mubarak. But political stability has been slow to come, and violent clashes on the street continue.
It is kind of scary because there's a lot of violence back in Egypt, but things got to get ugly before they get, better. So I don't know, it's just everything's not really calm over there for now. A lot of political problems, but yeah, it's better than our previous president.
It's a bit scary because of the protests, but I also think that it's good because we're taking baby steps and eventually we'll find a right president for us.
Tennis provides an escape for Kenzie and Timur. They're on the court together every day, pushing each other to be better players.
We like helping each other out, but sometimes while playing games, we like getting a bit competitive.
he helps me focus too, because sometimes he sets examples for me on the court, and I learn from him too.
Kenzie and Timur will go back to Egypt soon and get ready for the school year, but hopefully next summer they'll be back. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Giza has not been hit by the violence and unrest in other cities, so Kenzie and Timur's family is safe, and they head back to Egypt at the end of the month. Still, they said that they check in, maybe not daily, but almost daily, with their friends and family back home to make sure everybody's still okay, though.
Neat experience over here for them,
right?
really. All right, thanks, John.
All right, well, still ahead, checking out books in unique places.
The fact that this magically popped up in our neighborhood was pretty cool.
When we come back, how you could find your next good book on the street where you live.
If you are looking for a good book, it could be just a short walk away.
There are now 15 so-called little free libraries in the Northwest Metro, and there may even be one on the street where you live.
I think it's good for the neighborhood.
Jerry Martin built a little free library and put it on his Crystal Street corner 6 weeks ago.
I thought this is really a good idea, and there's none around here. So I thought if I have the first one in Crystal, all right, go for it.
Little free libraries are free neighborhood book exchanges. Drop a book off or pick one up.
It's easy access for people that are out walking or jogging.
Registered little free libraries like Jerry's are popping up in neighborhoods all around the metro. This one was built in memory of a neighbor. This library is on a park trail, and this one is painted with gnomes.
Every couple of weeks there seems to be something new and something interesting.
Stephanie Carlson's early morning walks with her daughter Ellie sometimes include a stop at the Little Free Library to pick up a book.
There's just a good variety. I'm a huge reader, and the fact that this magically popped up in our neighborhood was pretty cool.
Some little free libraries can be pretty elaborate. This one in New Hope comes with solar-powered lights, a park bench, and inside you'll find everything from murder mysteries to kids' books.
The mission of Little Free Libraries to promote literacy and also a sense of community where they are.
Terry Resch helped her Maple Grove Homeowners Association put one up. It has its own Facebook page to connect neighborhood readers.
We pay now for entertainment on our iPads and our Kindles, and we pay for movies, we pay for books. You don't have to pay for anything here.
Children's books are very popular, but stewards who put up the libraries try to keep a variety of books inside. And the #1 rule of library etiquette at a Little Free Library?
My biggest fear is that somebody will leave the door open and it'll rain, I'm not around, and of course everything will get wet.
Always close the door when you are finished browsing books.
And to find a Little Free Library near you, check out the Little Free Library website where they are registered by address and GPS coordinate. And John and Delane, I was really impressed at the number of books that I saw and also the caliber of books. I'm talking hardbacks, recent releases. It was pretty impressive.
Very cool.
All right, it'd be worth checking out. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a nice weekend. We'll see you again on Monday at 4 o'clock.